guys, this is Raven with the Regal Reptile, and this is Maxwell on his favorite windowsill. You're such a good beard. Anyway, I've been listening to Reptile podcasts because the news lately has been discouraging and stressful. And I've decided that I want to give this guy some more enrichment. Enrichment is something that you add to an animal's enclosure or an animal's environment that will stimulate them to perform natural behaviors or just give them something to think about or something to do. It could be a toy, it could be a puzzle, it could be different types of food, it could be different climby things, all kinds of stuff can be enrichment. So this time, I'm going to add a sand pit to our bearded dragon's cage because they're from Australia and they like to dig around in the sand. And I think you've seen his enclosure. He only has some slate tile and nothing to dig in, so I want to give him some different textures to play with. Now remember, I think I mentioned this in my substrate video, that if you're not sure if your husbandry or the way you take care of your animal is completely correct, or as good as you can make it, and your animal is not eating or doing all the normal things that they should do, if you have any doubts that your animal is healthy and has the right temperature and everything in their cage, you shouldn't really be using loose substrate or sand or bark or anything like that. You should kind of stick with the hard stuff that's easy to clean and that your animal can't eat. But Maxwell seems to have a pretty good setup. He's healthy, he's active, he's doing what he does, and he has a good weight, he eats, and he poops regularly. So we're going to give him some really nice substrate in part of his cage, not the whole cage. So let's talk a little bit about what is going to go in the substrate. So we're going to start our mix with some natural topsoil. This is just stuff you put in your garden, and it's just dirt and there's no fertilizers or anything in it. It's all natural, okay? And we don't have a whole lot in here. The next thing we're going to be adding is some all-natural play sand, and this is stuff you put in a sandbox for your kids or whatever, and there's no added chemicals. Some play sands have silica added and stuff like that. You don't want that. You want all-natural play sand. So we're going to add a little bit more of the play sand than the topsoil because Maxwell is from the desert, so... And you can get both of these products at Lowe's or any home improvement store in the garden section. Actually, we found the play sand in the wood section for some reason, so just keep that in mind. We're going to put a couple more cups of play sand in here. We'll mix it all up. Alright, I think that's good. Let's mix it up and see how we like the texture of all this stuff. Still think we need one more cup of play sand. Okay, I like the way this turned out. It's a very sandy soil mix. So we'll see how Maxwell likes it. We have the soil mix done. We just have to get everything out of this cage and clean it. I'm going to put all of it on this towel. So here we go. Look how dirty this is. So now we are going to clean up the cage. I'm going to use my hands for a while, and then I'm going to take the tiles out and we're going to scrub the bottom. So we got most of the junk up. It's a good idea to have like a little trash bag with you so you can just chunk paper towels in there. You can use paper towels to wipe everything down with just water for now. And now we're going to take the tiles off. So now that the tiles are out, you can see that there's stuff that builds up around the edges. And we're going to use some water. I can't find my vinegar water, which is really driving me crazy. But we're going to use regular water to, and a paper towel, and some paper towels to get that stuff up. Okay, so for the most part, that took a while. Just goes to show that you probably want to do this once every week or every 2 weeks and not once every month. because plant matter, just shed skin, all kinds of stuff like that, even if you're really diligent about cleaning up the poop, other things can get trapped on the floor and everything like that. So you do want to keep an eye on the cleanliness of your cage. Now, I cannot find my vinegar water, which you can use to clean, but it doesn't kill it doesn't kill a lot of the actual parasites that could end up around with your dragon's poop and things like that. So I'm going to do something a little different. This is a fabric steamer, and it makes super hot steam. And you usually use it to take wrinkles out of fabric or clothing. I personally got it because I had an infestation of grain mites in my apartment, and I wanted to make sure that they would die in my carpet, so I didn't have to worry about them hiding. So I actually use this to steam my carpet because it's cheaper than a carpet steamer. But we're going to use this to run over real quickly this melamine, which hopefully won't make it warp or anything. And that will disinfect this cage. We're also going to run it over the wood and rocks when we put everything back in, and that will kill pretty much anything. So you can use this method as well. So what happens is, you just kind of, it will eventually make steam. Yeah. And it's very hot steam, so we're just going to kind of run it just along the floor, and it will kill anything in its way, which is awesome. So we're going to go ahead and steam that. All right, now that that's done, a warning to anyone using this: this is hot. This is where the hot steam comes out. Do not put your hands there. Also, make sure you do not touch the hot steam to glass because it could cause it to break. And be careful of your lights. So we just ran this. We didn't touch the steamer to here. We just kept it slightly above, and it even still feels nice and warm in there. We just burned any bacteria or virus away, so that's cool. We're going to wash up the tile, and then we're going to start putting everything back. We've cleaned this tile, and we're going to clean the other one, but I think we're only going to keep the just one in this enclosure because we want room for him to move around. So now it's time to actually put the substrate in. So we're going to do that. So we're going to put the substrate on the cool side of the enclosure. I tried to get a satisfying pour shot, but it wasn't working. Anyway, ooh, it feels nice and loose, and so we're going to find a place to put it. He loves this tree. He loves to climb up it, so we're going to leave that there. And there's his little sandbox. We're going to make his hides again. Okay, there's his hide, and as I put the rocks in, I also used the steamer on them. So hopefully they're pretty disinfected. And on this side, we have his diggy spot. So he has one hide. We'll see how he likes this setup, and if he really wants another hide, we'll put his large box hide back in. But maybe he'll like this little dig spot, and we'll see what happens. So let's wipe up these windows a little bit, and then we will put our bearded dragon back inside of his enclosure. Okay, there we go. It's all clean. So let's go get him. There you go, Max. Look, you have a whole new spot over there. You want to go check it out? You want to go check it out? And now, he has finally made his way over to the dig spot. And it doesn't look like he really wants to dig at all. We'll come back to this later and see what happens. I think he's gotten used to it, and I think he likes it. What do you think, buddy? Huh? What do you think? Even put your big tree in there. Yeah. Dig, 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 dig. You can't get under the tree, buddy. Oh, this is exciting. New behaviors. Yay! If you liked this video, you can let YouTube and me know by leaving the video a nice little like. You can also subscribe to the Regal Reptile and become part of our Regal family. If you think other people might like this kind of video, you may share that with them. And you can also comment with your questions and comments down below in the comment section. I love to read your comments and interact with you guys. I hope you guys are having a safe and nice weekend. See y'all.